What is evidence? What is evidence, everyone?
What is evidence? The sentence, snow is white, is true if and only if snow is white. Alfred Tarski. To say what is, that it is, or what is not, that it is not, is true. Aristotle, Metaphysics, Roman 4. If these two quotes don't seem like a sufficient definition of truth, skip ahead to the simple truth. Here I'm going to talk about evidence. I also intend to discuss beliefs of fact, not emotions or morality as distinguished in feeling rational. Walking along the street, your shoelaces come untied. Shortly thereafter, for some odd reason, you start believing your shoelaces are untied. Light leaves the sun and strikes your shoelaces and bounces off. Some photons enter the pupils of your eyes and strike your retina. The energy of the photons triggers neural impulses. The neural impulses are transmitted to the visual processing areas of the brain, and there the optical information is processed and reconstructed into a 3D model that is recognized as an untied shoelace. There is a sequence of events, a chain of cause and effect within the world in your brain, by which you end up believing what you believe. The final outcome of the process is a state of mind which mirrors the state of your actual shoelaces. What is evidence? It is an event entangled by links of cause and effect with whatever you want to know about. If the target of your inquiry is your shoelaces, for example, then the light entering your pupils is evidence entangled with your shoelaces. This should not be confused with the technical sense of entanglement used in physics. Here I'm just talking about entanglement in the sense of two things that end up in correlated states because of the links of cause and effect between them. Not every influence creates the kind of entanglement required for evidence. It's no help to have a machine that beeps when you enter winning lottery numbers, if the machine also beeps when you enter losing lottery numbers. The light reflected from your shoes would not be useful evidence about your shoelaces if the photons ended up in the same physical state whether your shoelaces were tied or untied. To say it abstractly, for an event to be evidence about a target of inquiry, it has to happen differently in a way that's entangled with the different possible states of the target. To say it technically, there has to be Shannon mutual information between the evidential event and the target of inquiry, relative to your current state of uncertainty about both of them. For instance, suppose I wanted to find out whether my shoelaces were tied or untied. A number of simple actions can help me to find out this information, one way or another. The information is Shannon entangled, but not mutually entangled. In this case, there isn't enough Shannon information between the various possible states of my shoelaces and my state of uncertainty about it to tell me anything about that uncertainty. There are better things to do than guess by a coin flip whether my shoelaces are tied. Whenever you can use an observation to answer a question, it's an example of shared information, where shared refers to the fact that it takes less Shannon entanglement for your belief to come true when the belief is shared computationally between you and some object or set of objects. It is much more difficult for shared information to hold in circumstances of ignorance, as just demonstrated by your failure to distinguish between your shoelaces tied and untied when you stared at them. Nor does this seem to have any further implications, but I'll circle back around to the role of ignorance later. Our overall conclusion is that evidence requires entanglement by Shannon, mutual information with your current state of uncertainty about whatever you're interested in learning. Mutual entanglement will happen in conjunction with your beliefs changing and not necessarily when those beliefs are contradictory or uncertain. The presence or absence of entanglement doesn't depend on whether the beliefs are factual or moral beliefs.